So we're back for another edition of Can I Beat the Pole Lap, and this one is the Italian Grand Prix, and in a way, to a bit of a surprise, Charles Leclerc was the quickest driver on the day. I really thought, Red Bull would be the team to beat, but fair play, Ferrari showed up. They've done a few changes. I believe they're running an older specification floor before the French Grand Prix, and also they've turned the engine up a little bit this weekend as it's a home Grand Prix, and Charles has stuck it on pole legit without needing the penalties to get P1, and he done a 1 minute 20.16. I'll leave the full rundown as always on screen, but we're just going through the paces right now, going through the installation lap. As always, I'll leave the mods link down below for the car, the track updates, the steering wheel, the helmet, the suit, all that stuff that you can see on screen right now as we make our way along the back straight, approaching Ascari, as we're just doing a bit of tyre warm up here just to prepare our first push lap, just to see what the kind of paces we're looking at in this episode, and hopefully we keep our streak going. But yeah, as for the race tomorrow, I can't really say much because the grid is a complete mystery right now. Nobody knows where anybody's starting. All we know is Leclerc is starting on pole. So we're going to go for balanced engine modes, and we're going to start the lap here and send it. So here we go. Out of the Parabolica, renamed to the Michele Alboreto curve. We now wait for the DRS. There we go. Rear flap wide open as we now race down towards turn number 1, 315 Ks. On the anchors as we tip the car in, easy at the low speed. Get the power down as we get back on the juice through Curva Grande. Down to turns 4 and 5, left right chicane coming up. Let's see if we can get the braking sorted out. On the grass slightly there on entry, which is going to just upset the balance. A little bit wide as well on the exit, almost doing Lewis from Q1 I believe. Through the Lesmos, carrying quite a bit of speed, still keeping it relatively safe at the moment. I don't believe there's any track limit issues here this weekend, so we can push the envelope a little bit. But let's see, into Ascari we go, under the sponsor sign. Tip the nose in, stay nice and tight, floor on the exit, and there we go, now down to the final corner. Spot the 50, if there is one, that's going to be the reference I think. Down to 5th gear, and then quickly back on the throttle, and now race up to the line, and let's see what this first bank lap is going to be. 25.6. Ooh, 5.5 seconds off. That is a massive margin, and that is a lot of time to find. This track is super aggressive on the wheel in terms of bumps. Not sure why so much. Anyway, we're going to go for the same engine modes. We're running the lowest possible downforce spec configuration with a touch more front wing. By default, this car is on the high preset. You've then got balance, you've got low, and you've got very low, which is what we're running this time. So let's see what the top speed is. You can see we're already at 325, which is 10 Ks more. 330 is what we're going to hit. Into turn 1 then. Going to try and stay a bit tighter this time. Struggling massively for grip in the low speed. Back underway though. Through turn 3. Just using all this straight line speed. Already 8 tenths up as we go into the 4-5 chicane. A little bit on the grass again there on the braking. Struggling quite badly for the corners. Definitely never got the balance right. Into the Lesmos. A bit late with the turn in. Lesmo 2. It's really bumpy on the entry. It's hard to really get a feeling. DRS open now though as we make our way to Ascari. Only up by a second. This isn't the improvement that I hoped for. Tip it in. Going to have to take a bit more risk and commit a bit more. Let's see. We'll be about a second and a half up into Parabolica. We'll see if we can find any more on the exit. Right, so we're going to improve by 1.5. We should drop into the high 23s. Oof, okay, work to do. I'm not sure we've got enough to beat this one. Okay, Okay, this is going to be a big improvement. This is going to be the best lap by far. However, that was a near perfect lap. I don't know how much more we've got. That was some pretty high engine modes as well. 1.1 seconds away. This one is going to be a tricky one to really get right, I think. I'm out of battery. We're going to lose time. I'm up by half a second. But I'll try the higher attack mode. And while we are going to improve, it's not going to be enough. 21.9. Getting closer. I am running just 1 litre of fuel though. I've got fuel consumption turned off, but the weight still is a factor. I don't see us beating this, but I'll try and get as close as I can. Here we go. This is it. The issues start to come in now. Damn curb. Messed up the balance through there. We're only a 10th down though. We should pull that lap time back now with the battery that we're running a lower mode. So we'll have some reserves. But it does just feel like this is the tip of the iceberg now. I think we don't have a lot more in the tank. We'll improve by a fraction. But it's not a lot. And that was a near perfect lap, to be fair. The track is so bumpy. Every time I get in the bumps, it just drags me out into the grass. It's really hard to nail a braking zone. It does almost feel like porpoising in a way. It's really hard to focus. That chicane's giving me all kinds of problems now. Oh my god, I was doing so well. Oh my god, that chicane is literally the only issue with this lap at the moment. Well, it's going to be another improvement. I think the next lap I improve will be the last attempt because I don't have any more pace to find now. Done. There we go, 21.6. I lost a bit of time in Ascari. It's hard to carry the speed into the corner and maintain the car stable, but I'm happy for the most part. I think there's a bit of time in the first chicane. The car doesn't feel great at low speed, but it's things, you know, I don't go too in depth with the setups on these because I don't know how the setups work. I don't understand them, so I'll do what I can. But we'll take that half a second off. But for once, we have not beaten the pole lap. As for the setup, so we're using the C4 tyres, which is the softest available tyre this weekend. I reduced the rear pressures to 15 psi for a bit more rear traction. Fuel is on 1 litre, as I mentioned. Fuel consumption is off, but it still affects the car weight. Electronics for the lap are on high and motor with 50% recovery. Aero, I had 1, -1, and then the downforce level on low. Brakes 54 for turn 1, 54 for turn 4, 5, but the rest of the lap 53.5. And then the rest is default. I've not touched any of the values, and then steering assist on 90. And yeah, that's it guys. So hopefully you enjoyed. We didn't achieve this one, but still we gave it a bloody good crack and plenty of laps. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave the video a like and subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel guys, as we're trying to push for 100,000 subs, and we'll see what happens in the race tomorrow. As always, mods link down below, and as always a big shout out to the members. Check out the videos on screen if you haven't seen them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and it's goodbye from me.